Bobby Dirkens here. Well, tonight I'm going to preview a team that's no stranger to the SEC or to college football, the LSU Tigers. Now, they play at Death Valley. I mean, we're looking at about 100,000 people plus. They have famous names. Let me just name off a few of them. And a lot of these guys played within the past 5 to 10 years. Patrick Peterson, Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, Leonard Fournette, Joseph Adai, Jeremy Hill, Jarvis Landry. I could sit here and just keep naming off names. Glenn Dorsey. Needless to say, LSU has not had, they haven't been anemic when it comes to talent. They can bring in talent left and right. Won national championship with a guy named Saban in 2003. In 2007, with Les Miles, they brought home another national championship. Now, LSU fans, I'll go ahead and tell you, if you're new to me, I tell the truth about my Tigers, and I'll definitely tell the truth about yours. Starting off with, my Tigers doesn't really have to play that tough of a schedule. Yes, the ACC is not that tough. I give it to you. And I've also said that the SEC is, well, not as tough as everybody likes to make it out to be. It's not easy, but I have looked over every schedule in the SEC, and I'll have to hand you this golden gem and bad news. You have the toughest schedule in the SEC. I'll go over that in a second. This is Ed Orgeron's second full season, and after yesterday's media day, I would not be surprised if at any time during that media time he would have looked up and in the middle just randomly go, "Cookie." I had to do that. But, I mean, Canada's gone. Ensminger, he's in. You know, they're hoping good things for all of this, but I'm just going to go ahead and break down your team. Last year you went 9-4. Lost to Notre Dame in the Citrus Bowl. The year before that, you beat Louisville in the Citrus Bowl. I could keep going. I ain't going to keep doing that to you. But you're only returning 10 starters this year. Only returning 10 starters. Now, you had a good recruiting class like you always do. I mean, you guys don't have a problem bringing in talent. No. Putting it to use, that's another whole problem. Now, I know I'm going to get some hate mail for that, but I was in my own team. In 2010, Clemson had more talent than you could imagine. But we ended up getting our coach, well, he resigned, but everybody knows he's pretty much pushed out the door halfway through the season because talent was not developed. And they've been putting up with it for years. LSU, same thing. I can name off a who's list of college and NFL football, and a lot of them has LSU beside their name. And at the end of the day, their talent was pissed away while they were at your school. It just comes back to coaching. Nothing personal. Coaching. So, with all of that said, let's talk about who you have returning. And that was the lineup on the offensive side of the ball. Now we get to the defense. No, seriously. Offensively, you don't have like a Fournette or a Geis. You don't have a Landry or a Odell Beckham. You don't have those talents. You do have talent. Now, you did sign that Terrace Marshall, one of the top wide receivers in the country. I do see that you got a guy's name that if I tried to pronounce it, he's an offensive lineman. If I tried to pronounce that, my tongue would twist and they'd have to put me in intensive care. I'd probably be dying. You sign good people. I mean, it just is what it is. But as far as somebody who's ready to come in and just kill it, we know about Joe Burrow from Ohio State. We all know what's going on there. I don't mind grad transfers. I don't mind JUCO if you're trying to fix things. But I'm telling you, Orgeron taking this job might have been really bad for him. I mean, yeah, I know everybody says, well, true competitors up for the challenge. Not if you start off automatically on the hot seat. Not worth it to me. And I'm a huge competitor. I mean, I've gotten a fight over checkers and Monopoly. I was incarcerated once over Candyland, but don't judge me. But that's really all you have that I can talk about for your offense. I mean, yeah, you've got a good player here and you got a good player there. They're not bad players. It's not like you're trying to put together something like, Doo-Doo State. You're not in that same deal. But when I'm sitting here looking at your schedule, well, let's just talk about your schedule. First, I'll go over the offense. We talked about Joe Burrow. We talked about Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I hope I'm saying that right. If I ain't, I don't care. Terrace Marshall on the line. I mean, you've got some younger guys on the line. You do have a senior here. You got a junior there. But at the end of the day, no names are jumping out at me. Get to the defense, different story. Defense, you boys are in luck. Starting off with Devin White, 133 tackles, 1 interception, 4.5 sacks. 4.5 sacks of potatoes will make a lot of good meals. And then we move on to John Battle. And we got Grant Delpit. And what about Greedy Williams? Boy, oh, Greedy Williams, he had 6 interceptions last year. A lot to write home about. We also got, looking over here, Manny Netherly. He's going to play some. Devin White, Glenn Logan, Bliko Bakabaka Ding Dong on the line. I don't know how to say his name, but I went for it. So your defense is definitely up for the challenge. And so we all know that. Let's get into the schedule. Starting off the very first game, you play in Arlington at Cowboy Stadium against Miami. They have the chain, they have hype. The only thing is they have a more complete team than you do. Now their defense, your defense is ridiculous, but their defense ain't bad either. And they have a few more offensive weapons than what you do at this point. This is not ACC, SEC. In fact, I'm not a conference guy. All these other guys are conference guys. You're looking at somebody who hates that theology because it's like one day you're wearing a blue shirt for Kentucky and the next day you're wearing a whatever color A&M is, or in our case, one day I'm pulling for the Canes, next day I'm pulling for Florida State, next minute they're playing each other and I'm confused and don't know who to play. I don't do that thing. I pull for Clemson, that's it, right? Okay, you respect my game? I don't care if you don't. It's still a good game. But I think you're going to lose to Miami. Here's the reason why. Ton of success last year. They returned a lot of players. Their recruiting class was outrageous. I think you're going to have a problem with them. I think you're going to lose to Miami. Next game, Southeastern Louisiana State Terrorists. You're going to beat them. At Auburn. See, I'm not sold on Auburn. I know they beat Bama and they beat Georgia. They also lost to 4 or 5 other teams last year. Did you forget that? You're at Auburn. This is a toss-up. I'm gonna say you lose this game because it's at Auburn. Unless your defense really steps up and you get some surprise players on your offense, I think you're gonna lose at Auburn. Sorry. Next game, Louisiana Tech. Big one. You're gonna beat Louisiana Tech. Next game, Mississippi. Well, you know what I love about Mississippi is when they started having that really good recruiting class out of the blue, anybody with half a brain and the other half could have been filled with piss knew that they were breaking some type of rules, because who really wants to go play football at Ole Miss? Nobody. Well, we have to fast forward and get through everybody going, how dare you accuse them of calling prostitutes on the burner phone or company phone or whatever phone it was. Either way, prostitutes were called, and now everything has been just blown up. Shea Patterson is up at Michigan now because of it. You're going to beat them. No-brainer. You're going to beat them. Then you're going at Florida. At Florida. Now, I know there's been a lot of talk about this big game for y'all and everything, and it's getting all hyped up, and everybody's juking around, dancing around. Well, that's not how games are won. Games are won by X's and O's, good prosecution. Well, a couple of teams, they get some prosecution, 20 to life, some of them. But at the end of the day, execution. And I just don't think you're going to win at Florida. I just don't. Listen to me. You have one of the toughest schedules in the country, not just in the SEC, the country. You have the toughest schedule in the SEC. And if y'all think I'm being hard on you, here's all I got to say to you. Go look at the other schedules. If you were playing Clemson's schedule right now, I can only pick out about 2 teams I'd say I think you would lose to. Maybe 3. But you guys, you've got too many problems. You just had a coordinator change. Your head coach who's been there for a year is already on the hot seat and the season hadn't even started. You know, it's one thing to start the race off, kind of having to fight for, swimming. It's another thing when you start off the swimming match with a block tied around your foot. And that's what they did to Orgeron. Cookies! Anyway, you're going to lose at Florida. Next game, definitely losing. You're playing Georgia. I don't care if it's in Death Valley. I don't care if it's at night. I don't care if y'all get a hurricane to come through there and try to blow them boys out of the field. They'll as Kirby Smart likes to say, chop wood, and y'all will be on it. And I think that they're going to beat you. They're going to beat you. They lost a lot. Have you seen who played for them last year and who's still on their team and who they recruited in and all the pieces that are still there? Yeah, they lost some players. But everybody's living in a fantasy Disney world right now, going, oh, they lost a lot. They're definitely, until they get their head taken off. You're going to lose that game. Next game, Mississippi State. I think that if you play hard, you could win this game. Because Mississippi State has more talent than you across the board. Not on the defensive side of the ball. Although they have, what's that guy? Sweet, whatever. Pet. But at the end of the day, I'm going to give you this game. And here's why. I think you're going to fight back after losing those other two ball games. I think you're going to fight back. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Next game, you play Alabama. Loss. I'm not even going to break that one down. At Arkansas. Our old buddy Chad Morris is over there trying to do the Lord's work with Arkansas. Who really wants to go to Arkansas? Everybody talks about his style of offense is not going to work there because they're a running team. That's why everybody keeps talking about it. Why is it if they're such a big, powerful running team that they just continue to lose? They just lose. I mean, they lose. I know I'm going to catch crap for that, but go look at your record, Arkansas. You lose a lot. I think you're going to beat Arkansas. Now, if he gets things going, you'll lose that one too, but I don't think so. Then you play Rice. You win that game. Then you play at A&M. You know, our old buddy Jimbo, we don't know. Even Jimbo don't know where he stands. ACC's good. They're premier. Next year, SEC's premier. That whole thing of, well, a lot of those teams are in the South, and because they're in close proximity to these SEC schools now, they're good. Okay. All right, I'm not even going to comment on that. I mean, unless you've been smoking crack. Can't even talk about that. But at Texas A&M, I think you lose that one too. I changed my mind. No, I don't. You're going to lose that one too. Hey, look at me. Look at me here. So that's 1 loss. 2 loss, 3, 4, 5 losses. It's 5 losses. That's 5 losses. Here's the deal, LSU. I know I'm going to get hate mail for this, but I just want to let y'all know that the last time I was scared was when I got hit by a tractor when I was 4. And since then, I ain't been scared of anything. So, for those of you who are going to take this in stride and say we accept it, we understand why, great. Because defensively you can hang. But you cannot continue to play incredible team after incredible team, and then an okay team, and then a semi-hard team, and then a really good team with all the holes on your offense. All the holes on the offense. Right now, everything is just kind of tossed out there. We don't know if it's going to be good. You're living off of what I like to call a shell of history. You look at, we have Odell Beckham. He played there. Odell's not there anymore. Well, what about Matthew? He was there. Honey Badger, he's not there anymore. Joseph Adai, boy, he was great. He was great when he was there. He's not there anymore. You have to look at who is there. And there'll probably, unfortunately, come the day for me with Clemson, I'll have to say, boy, those Deshaun Watson days were good. Those days Christian Wilkins was there. Man, those were good. We're going through a slump now. It's going to happen. That's just how things go. I mean, Alabama was not that good in 2002, 2005, in that era. I mean, I probably threw out some bad season there to say, but all I'm saying is you're going to have to get your offense straightened out, and I just don't know if this coaching staff's right for you. I just don't buy all of it. There's a reason that you've already got the pressure that you do on your team. I just don't know. Anyway, well, LSU told you the truth. And if you don't like it, as I always like to say, I'm Bobby Dirkens. I'm right. And if you disagree with me, you're wrong. Bobby